everybody, what's up? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. So today the movie that we have on the docket is a Netflix movie and it's called Kidnapping Stella. And just a quick note, I know some of you know that when I watch foreign films, I generally like to watch the original language and then watch it with subtitles. But in case you're not in a reading mood, this movie actually didn't have too bad of an English dub to it, so there's that. But ultimately that doesn't matter. What is important is that after watching this movie, I personally was just a little bit let down by it. And that's mainly because while I was watching it, I could tell that this movie had a lot of potential, especially with the very opening scene. But every few minutes, something would happen in the story that was just either stupid, very convenient, or it just really made you question the continuity or the consistency of the entire story. It's kind of like going on a date with somebody who you find really attractive and they seem like a nice person, but every few minutes they just say something that comes way the fuck out of left field and it causes you to just completely reevaluate why you're even in that room with that person to begin with. But if you couldn't tell from the title, the overall plot of the movie is it's about two guys and they're plotting to kidnap a woman named Stella, obviously. And in so doing, after they kidnap her, you learn a little bit more about the characters, both the guys and the person that they apprehended. And the rest of the movie is basically about their trials, tribulations, and how they're trying to get that ransom money. And I would say the main reasons why this movie squandered its potential mostly had to do with either the writing or just a lot of like the narrative turns that the movie decided to take. Because for the most part, other than that, this is a pretty well directed movie. With the exception of like one or two dialogue exchanges that just came out awkward or just felt weird, like they probably should have said a little bit more or a little bit less maybe. And then there's the choreography in a very particular scene that I wasn't a big fan of. But honestly, other than that, there was a lot of really good things about this movie. First of all, the sound effects were on point, and also the music, which is actually really key for this type of movie. Because if there is a really tense scene happening and then the music just starts playing something like, I don't know, like Mary Had a Little Lamb, it might throw off the vibe a little bit. So that was good. And then again, the opening scene of this movie was really good because it's basically, it just shows you the two guys and they're kind of setting up this like hostage room. And it's basically just them like bolting everything down and trying to make it foolproof. So it's like, you know, these guys mean business. And having said that, the movie actually did a really good job visually of showing you some of their very distinct character traits. But like I said, then again, some of those character choices just felt really off sometimes. Of course, all film is subjective, but there's at least 2 or 3 moments in the movie where I actually said out loud, what the fuck is that? Because even in the context of the movie, there are some blatantly stupid decisions that are made. Which sucks, because if you take the movie and like just dissect it by scene by scene, the short-term buildup between one or all of the characters was actually very well paced. But then something ridiculous happens or somebody does something ridiculous and it just throws off the vibe of the entire fucking movie. And lastly, some of the things in the third act just felt a little bit wonky, but I did like the way that the movie wrapped up, like the very last shot in the movie and how everything ended. So overall, the movie definitely had its moments, but it ended up just being kind of frustrating. But I think overall, for a score out of 10, I think I'm gonna go a little bit in the positive and give it like a 6.1. It's definitely worth a watch. It wasn't a waste of time. I personally felt entertained because the movie did do a really good job of showing you an interesting story in a very small setting. But what happens in that particular setting, a little bit questionable. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. Other than that, if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that other happy horse shit, and I will catch you guys later.